Have you ever wondered what it would be like to wield the elements at your command? In the remote hills of Kazakhstan, nestled among the ancient tapestry of its landscapes, there exists a small, quaint village. A world away from the hustle of modern life, it is home to a young boy with an extraordinary secret. His name is Adil. From a tender age, Adil showed signs of an inexplicable connection to nature. He could summon the wind with a mere whisper and call forth the rain with a simple gesture. His touch could heal the sickly plants, and he could converse with animals as if they were his peers. His abilities were as awe-inspiring as they were terrifying. Adil's early life was a paradox of love and fear. His family cherished him, but also feared his raw, uncontrolled power. His friends admired him, yet kept their distance. The elders of the village watched him with a mix of curiosity and apprehension, unsure of what this prodigious boy might mean for their community. Adil's abilities were a marvel, yet also a burden. The villagers began to rely on him for their needs, whether it was to summon rain during a drought or to tame a wild animal terrorizing the village. But the more he used his powers, the more he grew distant from his own kind. He became a spectacle, an enigma, a force of nature living among mortals. But here's the rub. For all his awe-inspiring abilities, Adil is just a boy with the weight of the world on his shoulders and a power he doesn't fully understand. He is a young shaman, untrained and unprepared for the path that lies ahead. The world outside his village is vast and unknown, filled with challenges he can't yet fathom. But for all his power, Adil is but a child, untrained and unprepared for the path that lies ahead. What if you were chosen by destiny, but haunted by the unknown? Imagine the life of young Adil, a boy just like any other in his quaint little village, nestled amidst the vast landscapes of Kazakhstan. His days, filled with ordinary tasks and simple pleasures, were about to take a dramatic turn. One day, a mysterious elder entered the village. His eyes, as ancient as the earth itself, held a wisdom that seemed to echo the whispers of the wind. There was something different about this stranger, something that made the villagers both wary and curious. The elder, it turned out, was a shaman, a bridge between the mortal world and the spirits of the land. He had traveled far and wide, guided by the spirits themselves, to find one who was chosen, and the one he found was none other than our young Adil. The elder recognized in Adil a spark, a connection to the spirits that was rare and powerful. He revealed to Adil his destiny, to become a shaman, a guardian of the earth, chosen by the spirits of the land. Imagine the whirlwind of emotions that must have engulfed Adil. Fear, certainly, for the unknown path that lay ahead, but also excitement for the adventure that awaited him. He was just a boy, yet he was chosen to carry an enormous responsibility. But as the elder assured him, he was not chosen lightly. The spirits saw in him a strength and potential that perhaps even Adil himself was not aware of. The revelation left Adil with a choice: to stay in the comfort of his familiar life, or to embrace the call of the spirits, to step into the unknown and become the shaman he was destined to be. And so, with a heart full of hope and a head full of dreams, Adil embarks on his journey. A journey that would change not just his life, but the fate of his village, and perhaps the entire land. And it all started with a call to adventure. Imagine stepping into a world where the line between reality and imagination blurs. This is the world Adil steps into as he makes his way to the elder's yurt. Picture a place where the elements of earth and air dance in harmony, where the natural world intertwines with the spiritual, where the whispers of the wind carry tales of ancient wisdom. Adil, our young shaman, steps into this space with a sense of awe, humility, and a thirst to understand his destiny. The yurt, a seemingly humble abode nestled amidst the vast landscapes of Kazakhstan, is actually a sanctuary of knowledge and power. Here, the elder shaman has made his home, a world where the earthly and the ethereal exist in harmony. As Adil embarks on his training, he learns to tap into the ancient wisdom that the elder imparts. The mysteries of the universe unfold before him, not as a series of disjointed facts, but as a harmonious dance of interconnected truths. With each passing day, Adil's connection with the elder strengthens, their bond deepening, like the roots of an old tree reaching into the earth. The elder, a figure of wisdom and strength, becomes a mentor to Adil. He guides him, not just in harnessing his powers, but also in understanding the responsibilities that come with it. He teaches Adil that the true power of a shaman lies not in the ability to control the elements, but in the wisdom to know when to use them and when to let them be. Adil's journey is not just about gaining power, but about understanding the intricate balance of the universe. It's about learning to respect the forces of nature and the spirits that inhabit it. And as Adil's understanding deepens, he begins to realize that his powers are not just tools, but a part of him, as integral as his heartbeat. As Adil's understanding of his powers deepens, so does the looming shadow of a threat yet unseen. But with the elder by his side and the wisdom of the ancients in his heart, Adil is ready to face whatever comes his way. What if the earth beneath your feet and the air around you turned against you? A chilling thought, isn't it? In our story, this unthinkable scenario becomes a reality for our young shaman, Adil. In this part of our tale, we unravel the unseen threat that is lurking in the shadows. A malevolent entity, a being of pure malice and destruction, seeks to exploit Adil's unique connection to the elements. This entity, like a puppet master pulling invisible strings, desires to bend the forces of nature to its will, using Adil as its conduit. Now you might be wondering, how does one identify a threat that is invisible? How does Adil know he's not alone in his communion with the elements? The signs are subtle, yet unmistakable. The very earth that once soothed and grounded him begins to feel hostile, unpredictable. The air that he could once read like an open book now whispers secrets in a language he can't decipher. The elements are not just tools or companions to Adil, they are extensions of his soul, his identity. So when they begin to act out of sync, he feels it in his very core. He feels a disquiet, a disturbance that he can't shake off. His dreams become plagued with visions of chaos and destruction, of a world torn apart by the very forces he holds dear. This unseen enemy is not just a threat to Adil, but to the very balance of the world. It seeks to enslave the elements, to twist them into weapons of mass destruction. It's a threat that cannot be ignored, a shadow that cannot be outrun. So as the earth trembles and the air thickens with tension, Adil is left with a daunting question. In the face of an invisible enemy, how does one fight back? This question, my friends, is the beginning of a battle that will test our young shaman in ways he never could have anticipated. What if the greatest battle you ever fought was within yourself? In the heart of our young shaman, Adil, a tempest rages. It's a storm born of fear, responsibility, and the burgeoning influence of an unseen entity. An entity that seeks to enslave the very air of the earth, to bend the elements to its dark will. Adil's fear is not a coward's terror. It's the fear of one who comprehends the weight of the task before him. He knows the price of failure, and it chills his soul. His people, his land, everything he holds dear could be swept away in the blink of an eye. And so he grapples with this fear, wrestles with it, as a wolf with its prey. Responsibility, too, gnaws at him. He is their shaman, their protector. He is the one who stands between his people and the darkness. It's a mantle he didn't seek, yet one he cannot shirk. For in his heart, he knows that if he falters, all may be lost. The entity's influence grows with every passing moment. It whispers in his ear, sowing doubts, stoking his fears. It seeks to break him, to make him its puppet. But Adil is no mere puppet. He is a shaman, a warrior of the soul. His determination is his shield. His love for his people, his land, is his sword. He will not be broken, will not be bent to the entity's will. For in the heart of a shaman, there is a fire that cannot be quenched, a spirit that cannot be tamed. Adil's battle is a battle we all must face. It's the struggle between fear and courage, between the shadows of doubt and the light of determination. It's a battle that rages within us all, a storm that we must weather. In the battle between fear and courage, the outcome is never certain. But one thing is sure, Adil, our young shaman, will not go down without a fight. In the face of ultimate darkness, would you find the light? This is the question that now confronts Adil. The moment is as tense as the silence before a storm. He stands at the precipice of destiny, facing the entity that seeks to enslave the air of the earth. The entity is a force of chaos, a swirl of shadows and tempest, its formless shape a terrifying embodiment of the unknown. Adil is but a young shaman, yet the weight of the world rests on his slender shoulders. His breath is steady, his gaze unwavering. He remembers the wise words of his mentor, the lessons taught in the yurt under the vast sky of Kazakhstan. He thinks of the power that resides not only in the air, but also within him. He is a child of the earth, a conduit for the elements. The confrontation begins. Adil raises his arms, summoning the strength of the wind. The air stirs around him, whirling into a tempest to match the entity's storm. He is not just wielding the power, he is the power. The entity roars, its form wavers, but Adil stands strong. He remembers his mentor's teachings. In the heart of the storm, find calm. In the face of fear, find courage. Adil closes his eyes, reaching deep within himself. He draws forth the light, the pure essence of life and energy. It pulses around him, a beacon against the darkness. The entity recoils, its form shrinking under the onslaught of light. Adil pushes forward, his power building, his resolve unyielding. The final clash is a spectacle of light and darkness, a dance of elements and wills. The entity writhes, its form disintegrating under the relentless light. And then, with a final burst of energy, Adil dispels the entity, his power washing over the darkness, banishing it back to the shadows from whence it came. And in that moment, Adil was no longer a boy, but a shaman. Can a victory ever truly end a journey? As the dust from the epic confrontation settles, Adil, our young shaman, returns to his village. It's the same place he left, but everything feels different, feels new. The houses, the trees, the faces, they're all familiar, yet seen through fresh eyes. A shroud has been lifted, and beneath it, a world more vibrant and alive than he ever knew. Adil's journey transformed him, shaped him into something more than he was. As he walks through the village, there's a newfound confidence in his stride, a maturity in his gaze. He carries the weight of his experiences not as a burden, but as a badge of honor, a testament to his courage and resolve. He's not the same young man who left this village, who was uncertain and afraid. No, he returned as their savior, their protector. He stands taller, stronger, his spirit unbroken by the trials he faced. You can see it in his eyes, the spark of determination, the flame of wisdom. He's not just a shaman anymore, he's their shaman. In the heart of the village, Adil stops. He takes a deep breath, feeling the energy of the earth hum beneath his feet, the whisper of the air echo in his ears. He's in tune with the world in a way he never was before, a harmony between man and nature. His journey taught him the power of unity, of standing together in the face of danger. The villagers, they look to him now, their eyes filled with respect, gratitude, and a hint of awe. He's their beacon in the darkness, their shield against the unseen. Adil's victory wasn't just about defeating a threat. It was about growing, about becoming. It was about embracing the shaman within him, accepting his destiny, and leading his people. For Adil, the journey was just beginning. For now, he wasn't just a shaman, he was their shaman. What lies beyond the horizon for a young shaman? Adil, our ever-curious and brave shaman, gazes into the future, his heart filled with dreams as vast as the sprawling landscapes of his homeland, Kazakhstan. His journey has been one of trials and triumphs, of battles within and beyond, but he stands, ever resolute, with a spirit as fierce as the winds that sweep across the steppes. What does the future hold for Adil? It's a kaleidoscope of possibilities, each more enchanting than the last. He envisions himself growing in strength and wisdom, his connection to the elements deepening with each passing day. The earth beneath his feet, the air that fills his lungs, the fire in his heart, and the water that nourishes his soul. They are his constant companions, his guides. They are a part of him, and he a part of them. Adil's dreams are not just for himself, but for his people and his land. He aspires to protect them, to ensure their harmony with the elements remains undisturbed. He dreams of a future where his people prosper, where the land thrives, where the harmony between man and nature is not just a dream, but a reality. His commitment to this vision is as unchanging as the mountains that watch over his homeland. But the path to this future is not without its challenges. Adil knows this. He knows that he will face obstacles, that he will have to fight battles, that he will have to make sacrifices. But he is ready. He is ready to face whatever lies ahead, for he knows that it is his destiny, his calling. Adil, the young shaman, stands at the precipice of tomorrow, his heart filled with dreams, his spirit aflame with resolve. His journey has been one of discovery, of growth, of becoming. And as he gazes into the future, he knows that his journey is far from over. As the sun sets on one chapter, it rises on another, for such is the journey of Adil, the young shaman.